Hey guys, today I'd like to talk to you about the new year 2024. It's rapidly approaching, and that usually means that we we're gonna try and make some changes in our lives. We're gonna do some things that are different, or at least we're gonna try them. So maybe it's something that you want to take away from your life. Maybe it's playing video games. You played them a lot last year or this year rather, and you want to cut back on the time you spend in front of the TV. Maybe it is TV. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's being on your phone. Maybe it's any of those things, or maybe it's something else. Maybe you struggle with drinking alcohol. Maybe that's an addiction that you have. Maybe your New Year's resolution is I'm not gonna go into a bar at all this new year. Or maybe it's something instead of something you want to stop doing, maybe it's something you want to start doing. So maybe maybe you want to start going to the gym every morning. You want to go to the gym. Maybe it's a new diet that you want to start on that diet, or maybe it's even I want to read my Bible in the morning every day, and I'm gonna read through the Bible in a year. I know, I've been right there. I want to read the Bible in a year, and a lot of times for me, I get through Genesis and then I get most of the way through Exodus, and I push really hard to, get through Exodus, and then I get into Leviticus, and a lot of times, I end up just falling out of reading the Bible. And that can be applied to loads of things. That can be applied to your dieting, that can be applied to going to the gym, that can be applied to refraining from those video games or the alcohol, the social media. That can be you start off with I'm gonna do this thing or not do this thing, and you get into that a little ways, and you realize, wow, this is much more difficult than I had anticipated beforehand. So instead of making a big goal, like saying, I'm gonna start going to the gym every morning. I'm gonna start going to the gym in the new year. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work hard. Or maybe it's a weight that you wanna hit. Maybe you weigh 190 and you wanna drop to 170 or 180. Maybe it's around there instead of I want to go to the gym every morning. Maybe it's a weight goal that you have. For me, mentally, a lot of times it's not the big things that make a huge difference. The big things are great, but a lot of times it's just the little small stuff. So maybe instead of really saying, I'm gonna go to the gym every morning, maybe just, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 days a week, or I'm gonna go to the gym 2 days a week. But on the days that I'm off, that I don't go to the gym, I'm not making bad choices for my body. I'm still making smart choices how I eat, the leisure activities I do. I'm not laying on the couch eating potato chips, watching TV. And I think that can be applied to our depression and our loneliness as well. So our loneliness, I'll hit on that because that's probably the thing that I struggle with the most at the moment. So when I struggle with loneliness, maybe that's not maybe it's not that I'm gonna set the goal of, I want to get a girlfriend this year. Maybe you already have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It shouldn't be, I want to get married this year. That should not be your like dead set goal unless God has really made that clear to you. That probably shouldn't be. If I don't get that goal, I'm gonna be completely crushed. We need to set smaller goals for ourselves, and we need to achieve those goals so we can start to have that drive, that desire to meet those big goals. And it's the same in the financial situation. If you start paying off those smaller debts, it's gonna give you more encouragement to go and pay off those larger debts. If you go and attack those larger debts at first, it's gonna kind of seem like you're getting bogged down. It's taken a long time for me to pay off just this one debt, and if you do pay that debt off, that's great. That's amazing. But it's harder for us to get that motivation to do that when we focus on the big things in our life. So instead of, and I'm not discouraging people from reading the entire Bible, and definitely not. I would definitely encourage people to read the entire Bible. I did it this last year. Well, I'm not done, but I read my Bible this morning. I'm in Revelation. I'm almost done for this year, and I, there are many, many times that I tried to read the Bible, and I started at the beginning of the year, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it this year. And like I said earlier, I Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, no. I would really struggle to get through those books. And I want to encourage you guys that it's hard. It's hard. So, but we can't give up. It's difficult, but we don't give up. So when we look at like depression in our lives, we can make small choices to help us combat that depression, that loneliness, that feeling we have of self-hatred, that sorrow in our lives. You starting the process, if you're trying to make these enormous steps, these huge steps, like I'm gonna go to the gym every day. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna hit that weight goal. I'm gonna start this diet. Maybe we need to not expect so much from ourselves. You know, I heard, this was years ago, in a video about setting goals for yourself, and it was, getting out your journal book and setting 10 goals for yourself a day. And the goals weren't, the guy was saying that the goals shouldn't be, I want to make this film today. I want to make this movie. I want to finish reading this book. maybe that shouldn't be the goal. Maybe the goal should be, I want to film this scene for this movie. I want to read one chapter of this book. I want to do this instead of the entire thing. And I I think a lot of times we get in our heads that in order for the goal to be accomplished, we need to entirely do everything. We need to we need to just complete the entire task. And I think a lot of times we forget to, as my violin teacher called it, we need to celebrate the small victories. And a lot of times I think we forget to celebrate the small victories. So in loneliness and depression, it's the little things that are so important. It's the music that we listen to. It's what we put in our bodies. It's who we're around. Those things, those matter. Those really matter. So I want to encourage you guys not to focus on the whole, but I want you guys to focus on the parts that you can accomplish so you can eventually reach the goal of accomplishing that whole.